All participants who are already in the Zoom room are requested to activate the camera.
Thank you for attending today's event. The event will start soon.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Dr. R.R. Srihandari SEMSI as a Head of Management and Business Department, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta.
The Honorable Mr. Radian Dananjoyo, SAMM, MSc, PhD, as the Head of International Program of Management and Business, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta.
The Honorable
The jury of IMaBs 3 Minutes Thesis Competition,
Mrs. Fatlina Zainuddin, SAMBUS from Universitas Diponegoro,
Dr. Udin MM from Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta,
and Mrs. Tatum S. Adiningrum, MEd PhD from Universitas Bina Nusantara, Jakarta. The Honorable
the jury of IMaBs Case Study Investigation,
Mr. Adrianto Prabowo from Institut Teknologi Bisnis dan Kesehatan Bakti Putra Bangsa Indonesia,
Mr. Miftahun Nazir, BA, MBA from Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta,
and Mr. Radian Dananjoyo, SAMM, MSc, PhD from Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Good morning and best wishes for all of us.
Alhamdulillah, feel grateful to Allah for God's graces that only because of Him we can attend the final of IMaBs 3 Minutes Thesis Competition and IMaBs Case Study Investigation.
Before we start the event, let's start this occasion by reciting Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Next, we will sing our national anthem, Indonesia Raya, Sang Surya, and Mars UMY.
Ladies and gentlemen,
audience,
please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for us to be here. Before that, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Salma.
My name is Anindya.
As the master ceremony who will guide the event this morning.
Before we start this event, we are going to read the schedule of events.
The first one is opening.
The second one is greeting from Head of Management and Business Department and the Head of IMaBs.
The third one is final admit.
The fourth one is final ICSI.
And the next one is break.
The sixth one is seminar and Q&A.
And the seventh one is delegate student achievement and winner announcement.
And the last one is closing.
For next event is we are welcoming the speech from Dr. R.R. Srihandari MSE as Head of Management and Business Department. For time and place, it's yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah. La haula wala quwata illa billah. Rabbi shrahli sadri wa yassirli amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Halo adik-adik semua, peserta festival yang diselenggarakan oleh IMaBs Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta Program Studi Manajemen. Alhamdulillah, marilah puji syukur kehadirat Allah Subhanahu wa taala kita selalu panjatkan di mana pada pagi hari ini kita bisa menyelenggarakan acara finalis ya. Kompetisi yang diselenggarakan oleh IMaBs ya. It's Meet ya. Yang kedua adalah ICSI, IMaBs 3-Minute Thesis Competition dan IMaBs Case Study Investigation. Acara ini merupakan acara yang terangkai ya diselenggarakan oleh IMaBs dan alhamdulillah berjalan dengan lancar sampai pada pagi hari ini. Mudah-mudahan adik-adik semuanya peserta finalis lomba ini bisa semuanya nanti bisa menunjukkan performa yang luar biasa sehingga nanti bisa menunjukkan hasil yang paling maksimal begitu. Sekali lagi selamat ya kepada adik-adik yang masuk kepada finalis ya. Nah, acara ini dilaksanakan oleh IMaBs, Program Studi Manajemen Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, dan alhamdulillah diikuti oleh beberapa perguruan tinggi di Indonesia. Antaranya adalah Ciputra, Universitas Ciputra, kemudian Universitas Brawijaya, Universitas Pajajaran, Universitas Negeri Jakarta, Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta, dan beberapa perguruan tinggi lain yang ada di Indonesia. Terima kasih kepada IMaBs ya, yang sudah menyelenggarakan kegiatan ini dengan sukses. Mudah-mudahan adik-adik semuanya mendapatkan hasil yang luar biasa. Karena momen kali ini bukan momen yang sederhana ya, jadi kita selenggarakan dalam rangka untuk memberikan fasilitas kepada adik-adik mahasiswa untuk mengasah keterampilan, mengasah daya kreatif, thinking, kemudian mengasah keberanian untuk selalu membiasakan diri untuk berkompetisi secara nasional. Sekali lagi selamat kepada adik-adik semuanya dan terima kasih kepada panitia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thanks to Bu Sri Handari for the welcoming speech.
The next one is greeting from Mr. Radian Dananjoyo, SA, MSc, PhD, as Director of IMaBs. To Mr. Radian, time and place is yours.
Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to say congratulations for all of you who already achieved onto this stage. This is really a huge achievement for all of you. You can stay into this stage. There are two competitions from this competition. The first one is about the IMaBs thesis competition, and then also case study investigation. And then I would like also to say thank you for all of the judges who already take your time to make a review about the paper, about the case study and everything for here. So it's all from me today, so I hope you will get the good result, you get the best result. So whatever the result is, everyone for you are the best, but the winner is only one, but for us, everyone is still the best. So congratulations for once again for the participant who already up to this stage. There are some participants from other university like Universitas Negeri Jakarta, Universitas Negeri Ciputra, and so on and so on. So, okay. Have a good fun, have a good time, have a good competition. So thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Mr. Radian for the greetings. Before we start our main event, I would like to inform you about the regulations. The presentation must represent their main research in their undergraduate or postgraduate program. Participants are present in person at the Zoom meeting presentation without being represented. By participating, participants agree that the presentation and question and answer sessions are recorded, will be used by the Committee for Educational, Promotional, and other purposes. The presentation only uses one PowerPoint slide, which includes the whole thesis or scientific paper.
Slides are presented from the beginning of the speech. No additional electronic media such as sound and the video files is permitted. No additional props such as costumes, musical instruments, and laboratory equipment are permitted. Presentations are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes and participants who exceed 3 minutes will be deducted or disqualified. It will be continued with 10 minutes Q&A session, and participants are given 2 minutes to prepare before the presentation. The presentation is considered to have start when the presentation either through gesture or speech.
I hope you all are ready for this presentation. For the first presentation will be Welas Sri Mulyati
From PPM School of Management. Are you ready, Wallace?
Yes,
Ready?
I'm ready, sis. Is my voice clear? Is my voice clear?
Yes,
Yes,
we
your
can
voice is
hear
clear.
you.
Okay. Big steps start from small steps. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable, all the judges, and all participants of IMaBs competition. Hello, I'm Walas Rimayati from IBB University. In this opportunity, let me present my paper, and the title of my paper is Kagumin Wafer Feed, Innovation of Food Supplement from Cattle Sorghum, and Turmeric to increase milk production and prevent mastitis of dairy cattle in Indonesia. As we know that milk is one of the important food commodities and the main product in the dairy farming industry. But the level of fulfillment of milk in quantity is still very low, and domestic fresh milk production contributes just about 25% of the national milk demand. The causes of low milk production and quality in Indonesia are the presence of health problems in livestock, namely mastitis, and low quality and quantity of feed. Mastitis can be caused by various types of bacteria like uh, Escherichia coli. Besides of all, Indonesia has many natural resources that can be used as feed such as sorghum, catucleaf, and turmeric. These ingredients can increase milk production and prevent mastitis. Catucleaf has active substance like sauropipholium that can stimulate milk production. Sorghum is effective in increasing feed consumption and feed digestibility in cattle. Turmeric contains flavonoids and saponins that can increase the activity of antioxidant enzyme that can protect mammary cells from damage. Wafer supplement can reduce waste feed, control feed consumption, reduce dust, and reduce storage area requirement due to their compact form. The constituent component of Kagumin wafer feeds are catucleaves 45%, sorghum flour 45%, turmeric 5%, and molasses 5%. The process of making feed wafers consists of several series like mixing, heating, pressing, and cooling. The provision of Kagumin wafer feed must also be balanced with the provision of forage. Kagumin wafer feed given before forage feeding. The daily dose range from 500 until 1,000 grams. The parties involved in the development of the Kagumin wafer feed are the central government, the Ministry of Trade, the Ministry of Agriculture, katuk farmers, sorghum farmers, turmeric farmers, and the nutritionists. In addition, socialization and cooperation are needed starting from a small scope to the national forum steps in implementing Kagumin wafer feed, include making a grand design, collaboration with various parties trials, and socialization. I think it's enough. Thank you for your listening. Thank you for your attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you for your presentation, Ms. Velas. Now it's time for the Q&A session. For the jury, time and place is yours.
Yes, I'm ready, sis.
Thank you for the presentation. May I ask the first question, please? For Wallace, you have this problem about the dairy product and mastitis. In your thesis, I haven't found the extent of the problem with mastitis, and what has been done in the past to cure mastitis or to alleviate this problem before your own solution? Can you tell us something about that?
I'm sorry, Miss. My internet connection is bad. Can I hear the repeat question, please?
Okay. You have the problem about the milk production and mastitis, right? What were other solutions in the past that has been used before you come up with your own product, and why your product is better than previous solution?
Okay, thank you for the question. Let me answer the question. In the past, the government give antibiotic to prevent mastitis and to prevent mastitis, but antibiotic is dangerous because antibiotic can make the daily product like meat and milk have a residue that can dangerous for the human that eat the daily product of the cattle. So I give a solution that Indonesia have a bad feed and Indonesia have problem in mastitis. So I can compare this solution with Kagumin wafer feed.
Okay. Is there no herbal solution from previously? Because I know katuk leaves is actually already used in human and also in cattle feed as well. What about this kind of solution, herbal solution in the past? Because traditionally, farmers in Indonesia also use traditional products.
Yes, bisa from Yustendi and Mardia to 2018, giving 10% katuk leaf extract in drinking water for dairy goats can increase milk production of dairy goats compared to without katuk leaf extract. And then why I use these ingredients, I want to increase katuk leaf farmers, sorghum farmers, and then turmeric farmers, as we know that turmeric is the price is very low, and then if we make this product, we can up the farmers, and then we can produce this in the massively, and we can up the economy of the farmers, and then the dairy cattle's farm.
Okay, thank you. That is all from me. Other judges, please.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, Mrs. Fatlina. Okay, I think this is a new insight, but my first question is, what's the main novelty of this product? Because as you mentioned that I actually didn't find what's your contribution in this product.
Thank you for the question. The contribution of this product is and preventing inflammation of the mastitis, and then the provision of Kagumin wafer feed this can reduce the cost of feed, as we know that feed is contributes a 60 until 70% of in the dairy farming, and then Kagumin wafer feed can be a new product, and then can reduce the cost of feeding because we use natural resource, and the process of making this product is easy, and the cost is very low, and can increase milk production. Besides, it can prevent mastitis.
Okay, have you estimated that whether this product has a negative impact for the needs of daily caters?
Oh, okay. One of the ingredients is sorghum. Sorghum has a anti-nutrition like tannins. Tannins can reduce the absorption of nutrition that in the dairy cattle, but in the process of making kagumen wafer feed is there is a heating. That heating can reduce the proportion of tannin, and in the dairy cattle there is a rumen and bacteria that can process the tannin, so the tannin of the sorghum cannot dangerous the cattle.
Okay, the last is when you compare between the previous product and your product, which is the best?
I'm sorry, I cannot hear.
Okay, when you compare, for example, you have a time to compare between the previous product and your product, your proposed product, which is the best, in your opinion?
In my opinion, is the new product of kagumen wafer feed.
Do you believe?
Yes, I'm sorry that this paper is based of study literature, so I collect the literature from journal and other journals, so I write this paper and innovation.
Okay, can you, for the last, sorry, Bu Fatlina, for the last, can you provide your supporting argument to make sure that your product is better than the previous?
Okay, thank you for the question. From Kusbiantoro and Purwaningrum 2018, in turmeric, there are several chemical compounds such as essential oil and curcuminoids. Their curcuminoids are useful for preventing infection from various diseases. In addition, turmeric also contains gum, fat, protein, calcium, phosphorus, and iron compounds. And then from sorghum,
Okay, thank you.
yes. From Harmony 2021, dairy cattle with sorghum produce milk with content and quality almost the same as corn. The addition of sorghum
Okay, I think
seeds.
this is enough. Let's move to the Mrs. Bu Fatlina.
Thank you, Judge. Yes.
Okay, for the next judges, time and place is yours.
There is still 1.5 minutes left. Maybe there are other questions for Mbak
It's
Welas.
time.
And 20 seconds left.
Okay. Thank you. For Welas, it's nice topic, but I have a little bit more that I want to know about your article. Maybe it's quite same with Mr. Odin question. I just wanna now you clear said about the advantages of Catocliff comparing to others ingredients. What the advantages of the using of Catocliffs in milk production?
Thank you for the question. Let me answer the question. Putra et al. 29 cites that catoclips also contain the active substance sauropifolium, which function to increase the flow of nutrients to the mammary glands and affect the activity of secretory cells. Catoclips contain many amino acids and that function to stimulate milk production. The provision of 35 grams of katuk flour and 20 grams of probiotic gave a good performance on feed consumption and milk production of PFH dairy cattle compared to without katuk leaf flour supplement.
Okay, so there are so many advantages, I think, but how the availability of the katuk leaves in supporting the milk production now, the existing condition.
As we know that katuk leaf is one of the natural resource in Indonesia, and katuk leaf can grow in the all of the climate in Indonesia. So katuk leaf can be
Time is up.
can be
Okay.
expand more in the Indonesia and can be make to the Kagumen property.
Okay, it's enough.
Okay, thank you very
Okay.
much. Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Wallace and all the judges. Now we are going to the second participant. Will be followed by Ervan Togatorop from Universitas Islam Negeri Sunan Kalijaga. Are you ready, Mas?
Ready, but maybe from MS Hello.
You have 2 minutes for prepare and 3 minutes for presentation.
I'm sorry, is it?
No.
Oh yeah, your video's there.
Is it better now?
Yes. But your voice is a little bit glitchy.
And I think your connection is a little bit unstable.
Okay, maybe I will change this. Is it better now?
Yes.
You have an echo.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I just.
Still have 1.5 minutes to prepare and 3 minutes to presentation.
Okay. Good morning, respected judges and finalists. Being located on the Pacific Rings of Fire, Indonesia has to cope with the constant risk of volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, floods, and tsunamis. On several occasions during the past 20 years, Indonesia has made global headlines to the devastating natural disaster and that resulted in the death of 1,000 humans and 1,000 of victims. In any emergency situation, one of the most urgently needed aids for the disaster victims is food. But what kind of food? It is called emergency food product. The emergency food product should be a designed food for disaster victims that meet RDA, or recommended dietary allowance, or in Indonesia we call it angka kecukupan gizi harian. And the food should be ready to eat, which means it can be consumed immediately in any emergency situation. Because of that, we need this kind of food to help the victims. So I'm Ervan Togatorop from PPM School of Management, proudly presented an innovative product, IMaBs, an emergency food product based on nanotechnology from moringa leaves for natural disaster victims. So what is nanotechnology and why should be it from moringa? Moringa in Indonesia, we call it kelor. So IMaBs made from moringa leaves and the combination of glutinous rice and red beans. The component of IMaBs are made from local, so the material is easy to get and also cheap. The methodology in manufacturing IMaBs use nanotechnology. With this kind of technology, IMaBs have higher bioavailability in the digesting system and faster body metabolism. I've done an intensive research about this product. I conduct a research to find out the panelist acceptance of the food using a panelist, and the sensory parameter is using a scoring system for flavor, texture, aroma, and color. The results show that 15 grams of moringa leaves flour and 10 grams red beans and 8 grams glutinous rice is the most valuable formulas. Based on the comprehensive research, IMaBs have an excellent nutritional content. This product can be consumed by everyone, not only the victim of natural disaster. Luckily, the feasibility study show that the Moribus product has a promising business aspect if we want to scale it up into industrial level. The profitability index is 6.8, the net present value is 91 million, the internal rate of return is 54.6%, and the payback period is 163 days. With these Moribus programs can be provide a nutritious food for the disaster victims. Let's help them. Thank you.
Q&A session. For all the judges, time and place is yours.
Okay, maybe I go first. Sorry, Mrs. Tatum and Bu Fatlina. Okay, my question is about what's the correlation between your product and about daring of fire. I think this background is not correlated.
Thank you, sir. As I mentioned before, Indonesia lies on the rings of fire. That means that there is a frequency disaster that happens each year, and the disaster will result in the victims, the natural disaster victims, and the natural disaster victims need a design food, a special food, not like the current situation in Indonesia. If there's a victim of the natural disaster, the food must be cooked in the emergency kitchen, like fried noodle, and the fried noodle is not healthy at all for the people, especially the people of the natural disaster. So this product provide a design food to the natural disaster. So it's the correlation.
Okay, so do you think after designing this product, everyone can understand about the earthquake, about the volcanoes?
Actually, the correlation, this might be a misinterception here. So the volcanoes, the floods, the tsunamis will cause victims, right? The victim need food. So I believe that if this product consists in such a disaster-prone area, the people can be, oh, there's a victims, I need a design food. The people of in the disaster-prone area can provide the food before the disaster happen. So every time disaster happen, they don't suffer with the no food.
Okay, but in my opinion, it is very far because you explain about the ring fire, and your intention in this paper is only propose us about the food.
Actually, I'm sorry, sir. Actually, I already run this project since 2018 in Palu, in tsunami in Palu. So in my previous campus, in my bachelor degree, we made this food and we transfer it to Palu. So I think the people in Palu get benefit from this product.
Okay, Bu Fatlina from Palu, University of Tadulako, you can contribute to that.
Yes. I think Mrs. Tatum know about this moringa too. Yeah, moringa is our, I think, typically leaves from Palu. We eat it every day, but not as emergency food, daily food. Okay. So Irfan, I interested for your topic about moringa leaves, but you call this snack bar as emergency food, yeah, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want to know if, in your opinion, can this snack bars replace main food in our tradition or a daily food? Because in your article you said it that it can act as a substitute food. Okay, substitute, because I think it, in my opinion, it can replace main food. What the reason for that?
Thank you, sir. As I firstly learned about the food technology before, actually, we cannot replace our main food in our daily life. But this product is only, I designed this product for the natural disaster victims, because our daily food it takes time to be ready to the, like if we want to eat rice, we have to cook it before, and the process of cooking it is very long. So I don't recommend this product to replace our daily basis of food, but it can use to replace in any emergency situation, like I mentioned before, only on emergency situation.
Okay, right. Enough from me.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
Hello, Irfan. This is a very interesting topic. I believe that the army, for example, already have some kind of this product too. So could you enlighten us with some comparison of how your product is different with other snack bars or emergency bars that is already produced previously? So for example, I know the army has one, perhaps there is some commercial ones in the market as well. And based on your experience, what is the reaction of people who eats this?
Thank you for the question. There is a huge differences between my product and the existing product, especially from the army. As we know that the main product of emergency product from the army is in a can or kaleng. So this can we have to, and also in any emergency situation, we have to sterilize it before we eat it, because it takes time. It also takes time. Not the food from army is not ready to eat, and also it has a short long lifestyles. And it life of expire in army because it use can. But my product is ready to use products, typically food bar. Actually, the expire of the typically snack bars is like 3 to 4 years. So one of the advantages of my product is from the shelf life. And also the question number 2 about and the answer also about the materials. The materials of my product is from local base. It's all from Indonesia. So it's not that easy to, it's not that difficult to make my product. People on the disaster prone can produce also my product. If I show that this is my composition, this is my process to make, please make it yours. If any time in the future there can be a disaster. And also about the acceptance of my products. So in my previous research, I used 30 finalists or 30 people as a finalist. So typically I use 1 to 5 Likert scale to measure the taste, to measure the color, to measure the texture, and most of them I actually got an average 3. So it means that my product this product is acceptance well in the finalists. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you. So in terms of what do you expect that this product do to the refugee? I mean, yes, this is a like emergency. Which part of the emergency that you mean? Is it only when the disaster happens, then your product is brought, then people take it? It is only to wait until proper food is served, or is there other problems that you want to solve with this product?
Thank you for the interesting question. Actually, this is also my main concern, because we cannot consume this product each day, especially on the natural disaster, when the disaster happen. I mean in Indonesia tempat pengungsian, because as a human we have to eat the variety of food, not only what kind of food. So I just recommended it to eat this food in 2 until 5 days until the another food replacement came to that. But I have a huge expectation for this product. I mean, I want the people in any area of the natural disaster have knowledge to make this product. I mean, if everything any time when the disaster happen, they can make it by their own, not only waiting for the aid. Thank you.
Okay. So this is only like until the Indomie arrived, yeah?
Actually, if in the Indonesia
No, I'm
case,
kidding.
because there's only noodle in Indonesia.
Yeah, okay. But that's also interesting because so you don't want this to be factory package.
Thank you, Miss. I have made a feasibility studies in my paper to measure the NPV, the IRR, the payback period, and the BMP.
Thank you.
So
The time is over.
just 30 seconds.
Okay.
So I have made it. I expected that there's a huge industry that can adopt my product, or I can make it by own, because I don't want people on the disaster area to lend their money to spend their money on this product. So I want this for free for them. And thank you.
Okay, thank you. Very interesting. Thank you for committee.
Okay, thank you for the good presentation. Now,
Now we welcome the next student, or known as Isnaini Roro Pertiwi Firdaus from
Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta. Are you ready, Mbak? Or you need?
Yes, Miss, I'm ready.
Okay, you don't need any preparation?
Yeah, just give me some seconds. I will
Okay.
prepare my-
Give us a sign if you are ready to presentate.
Let me remind everyone in the meeting that you have 2 minutes to prepare, 3 minutes to presentate, and 10 minutes to ask questions. Thank you.
Miss, I think I want to start my presentation right now. Can I?
Okay. Time is yours.
Whoever donating their money, Allah will multiply the donated money 10 times. If you have money, make it zero and Allah will pay you multiple times. If you want to be rich, don't save your money, just give it as donation. These are the beliefs that the Ustad trying to induce his audiences almost in all his religious lectures. His idea actually is against the principles of giving donation in Islam. What I wonder is why it takes so long for people to realize that the way he influences people is dishonest. I suspect that the Ustad performs manipulation so that his audiences are unaware there is something wrong here. The problem inflicts a financial loss of society and may give a wrong image of Islam. Unfortunately, there is no action from the government, so this problem seems to be left and becomes only a debate on social media, which maybe someday will slowly be forgotten. Based on this problem, I, Isniani Roro Pertiwi from Yogyakarta State University, conducted a critical discourse analysis, which is a qualitative study to describe, interpret, and explain his way through discourses that reflect manipulation practices. The analysis is based on the theory of manipulation and discourse that says the analysis should give attention to the discourse structures that particularly assume the victim lacks of crucial resources to detect, fight back, or avoid manipulation. Through this study, I found clear evidence that supported my hypothesis. The religious lecture was held within the context which gave a chance to perform manipulation. The Ustad firstly used positive self-representation, such as being religious, generous, and having knowledge superiority to attract the audiences. At the end, in an interactive session, he started to exercise his power unfairly to the selected audience. He made the audience feel bad about himself and needed more the Ustad's approval. This study is different from the previous study that it focuses on the Ustad's language in giving a face-to-face religious lecture, which is very important because it gives direct implication that sometimes the audiences cannot avoid. I really hope that these findings can give theoretical background for the government to issue legislation to tackle this problem, or can be the basis to develop curriculum for Islamic scholar cultures that contains competence of giving
not a manipulative but a rational, persuasive religious lecture. Describing manipulative discourse structure, a case in religious lecture in Indonesia, case closed. Thank you.
I think your voice is not clear.
Okay. May I go first?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Is Naini Roro? Okay, you're just researching about Yusuf Mansur, yes? Yusuf Mansur, manipulative discourse structure in collecting donations, and so in your opinion, what impact does this manipulative behavior of Yusuf Mansur have on the people?
Okay. I think it will give a wrong image of Islam because his idea is against the principle of giving donation in Islam, and people will also mislead the value of Islam in a broad sense, like that.
Okay, and um, okay, what should be done by the people if in the next time find this behavior again? What do you think?
Yeah. The difference between manipulative and persuasive talk is the context. In manipulative talks, usually the audience is having lower knowledge base or lower education or lower social status. So I want people to always seek information to the relevant topic of discussion anytime in the topic of religion, politics, or anything. Because the more we uneducated, the more we are vulnerable to be manipulated by person that above us that has more power.
Okay, thank you.
Can I go next? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Rara. How should I call you? Isnaini, Roro? What's your nickname?
You can call me Isnaini, Miss.
Okay. Okay, Isnaini. Can you walk me through your data collection method? How did you collect your data? How many sermons did you analyze?
Yeah, because my study is using qualitative study, so I make transcription his talk, one of his religious lecture that consists of two sessions. One is the religious talk one, and at the end is the interactive talk when he usually invite the selected audience to the stage and having intimate conversation. So
Okay.
I use the theory of discourse and manipulation that the analysis is focused on the discourse structures that assume particularly the victim having a lack of crucial resources to detect, fight back, or avoid.
Yeah. Okay. So only based on one sermon.
Yeah, because most of the religious lecture is the idea is just the same. Always the topic is always giving donation, how to give donation, how to give donation. Like that.
Okay. But it's just interesting that usually for qualitative studies, like in my university, we have to do about 10 to 12 data points, right? So not only one data points. In your case, it's only one data points. How do you think that this is a sufficient data points to find a pattern? As you claim that he has a pattern of, what do you say, that he used different sequence and then leading to several tactics, right? Do you think that this is sufficient just to do one sermon out of hundreds that is available for you to analyze?
Yeah, I think it's enough. I use the enough data because in one religious lecture, it can last about 2 hours that I can find many evidence that support my hypothesis. Like in the slide that I designed, first is emphasizing self-superiority. Along the religious lecture, I find many evidence that he tries to emphasize his superiority above the audiences. Like he is the one who is religious, who is the one like zero to hero person. Like he is the one who always giving donation and be rich, like that.
Yeah. But isn't it that is a common pattern for religious sermons? Like, I don't think it's particular to the one that you analyze, that this person, but also to other religious preachers. Isn't it not a common pattern?
Can you repeat your question, Miss?
Okay, you said that he make a pattern that putting himself as a superior person, and then he tried to humiliate others or pressure others in front of the people. Isn't it something that is common in religious sermons? No other religious preachers use these tactics. Why do you think it is very specific to this person that you analyze?
Yeah, no, Miss. Actually, the other ustad usually use a rational, persuasive religious lecture. So the difference between manipulative and persuasive talk is very very little actually. The difference is when the persuasive one is to empower people, but the manipulative one is to discrediting people, take advantages from the people vulnerabilities. And I find that the ustad that I study here is not empowering people. He tried to induce the belief that giving donation in Islam is always impulsive. No, I think Islam is not like that. Islam giving donation in Islam, we have adapt, we have priority to the closest people, like wife first, the children, the mother and father first. Then we don't recommend the impulsive giving donation. Impulsive giving donation is a wrong idea.
Okay. Do you know how much money he got at the end of that session?
Yeah, in the religious stuff that I study, he got an Avanza and almost 10 million money.
Yeah.
Not only money, but also valuable properties like bracelet, motorcycle, and cars.
I think my last remark will be that you need to be a bit more careful doing something that can be used against you as well. Like it can be said that it's very, very one direction. I think in qualitative study we can also use what we call triangulation. So you've got a balanced perspective of, because I know I've read a book about hijrah that have a similar way of victim, like the description like being of a victim of something like this, but the ustad is completely different. So this is not specific to one ustad modus gitu. Okay, so I think Pak Udin still have to ask you question. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm not following the Ustad, but in my opinion, I think we can judge anyone if someone asks the follower to give sedekah, to give charity. I think it is very difficult to judge. They are making manipulation. So how about your conclusion? Why you conclude that some behaviors that doing by the ustad can be categorized as manipulation?
Yeah. First is from the context, and it is more evident in the interactive session. So the religious lecture actually divided into two sessions: the religious talk and the interactive session. In the interactive session, it is more evident that the ustad exercise some of manipulation tactics like nagging, peer pressure.
Okay, thank you very much because the time is over. Now we would like to call the next one is Fariduddin Jiddan from Universitas Islam Negeri Sunan Kalijaga. Mas, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you need 2 minutes for preparation or you can go now?
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fariduddin Jiddan from UIN Sunan Kalijaga, Yogyakarta, and I'm here to present my research. Lately, Yogyakarta is reported with many cliti action. So, did you know cliti action? Of course, cliti is juvenile delinquency phenomenon that happen in the special region of Yogyakarta. And this phenomenon is in the form of acts of persecution by teenage school students who are members of the cliti gang. In the previous research, cliti phenomenon is be resolved with psychology and law approaches. So in this research, cliti action will be solved by mathematics through mathematical model and optimal control theory. And to develop a mathematical model, researchers must know facts about the cliti, and then researchers also given some assumption to the model, and the model is in the slide. The first model in right corner is model of the cliti phenomenon without control, and the bottom is model of the cliti phenomenon with control, and the control is a parental supervision. So after develop the model is applied to computer software. So there are graphic in the left. There are two lines, blue lines and red lines. The blue lines show that the number of the cliti gang member who without control, and the red lines show the number of the cliti gang with control. After control given, the number of the cliti gang decreased to 0 as indicated by the blue and red lines. So it can be concluded that the parental supervision succeeded to reducing the cliti gang, and thus I suggest the parent should supervise their children more closely. And the last, thank you for your attention.
The Q&A session for all the judges. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Fariduddin. It is interesting because you bring social phenomena into mathematical models. It's nice, but maybe just interested about the conclusion you made in this research, because in your conclusion you said that parental supervision have most role in decrease the clitic in Jogja. So in your opinion, beside parental supervision, is there another factor can prevent them from getting involved in clitic?
Okay, thank you for your question. In my opinion, parental supervision, based on my research, parental supervision can be reduce the recruitment of the clitic gang, and parental supervision can reduce that the clitic teenage who are caught by police to do clitic action again. So the parental supervision can reduce the clitic in Yogyakarta.
Okay, but how about the students who live far from their parents? I think it's quite difficult to control them. And what is the role of the school in preventing?
Okay. In this school, usually their school is attend police to their school to educate their students about the clitic, and the school is do name pembinaan to their students, so their student who are clitic member can be in name bimbingan konseling like this.
Okay, yes. Thank you.
Okay, next, Mas 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 Jidan or Mas Fariduddin.
You can call me Jidan.
Okay, Jidan. Okay, Mas Jidan. Have you compared the clitic behavior done by the students and other people?
Clitic usually is a group of teenage school students in one school, and the other people is usually individually. Is not like a group of students or teenage.
So if someone is doing PT, but he is not a student.
Okay, in media, I have read, but some of the clitic teenage, not always a student, but like a college student and general public. But in general, the clitic usually are a group of teenage school students.
Okay, if the clitic behavior is done whether students or not students, why your conclusion is parenting supervision is most significant to prevent the clitic behavior from anyone?
Okay, in previous research in psychological paper, I have read that the parents do not preventing their teenage properly, so their children can do clitic action, and we the students is more clitic action, alcohol, gang, and etc.
Okay, based on your conclusion, parent supervision is more crucial to prevent the quality of their child or the students. Based on this conclusion, it means that every parents, every father, mother should follow their child when they are going.
Okay, I think that not all the parents follow my suggestion because in my research there are neutral students who are not join the clique gang. I think the parents who have their children who are member of the clique gang only follow my suggestion.
Okay. I think you're for the better paper. I think you have to suggest about the government policy, how to overcome or how to cope this clique behavior in specifically in Yogyakarta.
Okay. I think for now my research is not yet published, so the government, police, and the school uh, not yet have my research, and I hope in the future they read my research so they can take action to reduce the quality by supervision by parents.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Tatum. Time's yours.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Udin. Okay, so it's interesting that you use mathematical model for social issues, just like Bu Fatlina said. But your conclusion, what is new about this conclusion? What is your contribution to knowledge? We know that parental control is very important to every aspect of youth problem.
Okay.
So what is new about your topic?
In previous studies, in law approach, the critique is usually caused by police and school. But in this research, I use psychological and mathematical approaches. So is the something new that critique can be resolved by mathematics and psychology approach. So in this research, give them.
Okay, but even without mathematical model, Mas, Krisha already said in his songs that youth without parental attention or parental control will go to the street, right? Yeah. And then it's already back in the 80s gitu. So I think that is our problem with your thesis. Like, what kind of parental control? Can you make it more specific? Can you make it something that parents can have a concrete action gitu?
Okay. In my previous studies on a psychological paper, I have read that many parents who have a child that the child is clique member, they're no, they don't control the child. So and the parents is usually busy by the career, so their children can join the clique and do clique. So that.
Okay. So I think perhaps in your publication, if you would like to publish your findings, you need to complement your data with some qualitative data, perhaps, to find concrete action or concrete what is parental control. Because you think parents busy with their career, nanti Bu Fadlina and I, we are in trouble because we are busy with our career as well. So you will say that our kids are susceptible to klitih. So I think it needs more depth, insight to complement your mathematical model. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right.
This is
Thank you to Mr. Jidan. And we welcome our next nominees is Dani Randa Firdaus from Universitas Negeri Jakarta.
Are you ready, Mas Dani? Or need 2 minutes for preparation?
I think I used to need my 2 minute preparation. Can I?
Okay, you can.
For your voice, can you louden your voice a little or your volume? Because it's, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, is my audio good?
Yeah, it's better.
So we can hear you clearly.
Okay, thank you.
Let me remind again that it's going to be 2 minutes preparation, 3 minutes presentation, and 10 minutes question and answer. Time is yours.
Are you ready right now, Mas?
Okay, yes, I'm good.
Okay, you can start your presentation now.
Okay, thank you. One thing that you should know about the future, especially in education, is that we're not ready to face it. Why? And let me explain it to you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Daniranda Firdaus from Islamic Education Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Here, I will give an idea that hopefully can be a solution to the problem in Indonesia. Let's check this one out. The background of this research is Indonesia is the country with the largest Muslim population in the world. However, more than 25 of them are deaf and have not been touched by education. Indonesia must be responsible for this because it's a member of the United Nations and actively contributes in realizing the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. In this case is the fourth point. The theory is related to learning media and disability. It must be understood that learning media always keep up with the times, but the characteristics of disability survivors must also be considered in order to achieve learning objectives. The concept of this learning media, namely digital and practical. Digitalization in all aspects has implications for the convenience of its users, not least in the world of education. So, the practicality in its use can be enjoyed and far from complicated. The novelty of this app is the technology, namely voice recognition and unified modeling language, and its features, namely fiqh or Islamic norms. This application has also been registered and owns the copyright with the Ministry of Law and Human Rights of the Republic of Indonesia, available on the Play Store, and is awarded the title Best Islamic Innovation from Young on Top Indonesia in 2021. As a conclusion, the need for digital and accessible learning media for people with hearing impairment through this inclusive application. And for suggestions, it is hoped that the Indonesian government and all stakeholders can fully support this application in order to realize the SDGs vision, namely, no one left behind. That's all from me. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation, Mas. Now it's time for a Q&A session. For all the judges, we are welcome your time and place.
Okay, Mas Denny. Do you think that Indonesian people, as you state, that most of the people of Indonesia dominated by Muslim? And you have explained that there are many cases such as this, deaf and disability of, for example, of learning Quran. But when we observe the fact that every every child of Muslims when they grow up, since they child, for example, 3 years until 5, every parents, father, mother, ask their child to learn Quran. I think your conclusion about deaf and disability of learning Quran is not appropriate based on the fact.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So first of all, I read some pages from Kami Foundation is most disability and deaf person in Indonesia. It's like 34 to 50 person, 50,000 person in Indonesia. It's come to deaf. So I got this application because most of them it's not guide parents by learning Quran. The more application it's just to provide Quran a CB technology and I think it could be innovate a good idea to promote the technology the features and to get the teach by learning Quran, Fiqh, Islamic and games in it.
Okay, I think the conclusion, based on the investigation for international investigators, when they make conclusion of Indonesia about deaf and disability, it's not related about the capability of the students or of the children in learning Quran, but it's refers to, for example, reading another one, others of reading Quran, other of Islamic rules.
Okay, yeah. So I got this application by surveys or share some online questionnaires, and they got so many unknowing the Quran, the fiqh, and then they just ignore it, sir. And then I think that the innovation of inclusive application can be teach them to get more Quranic intelligences and etc. And I think most people can be self-awareness. It's not just about a general problem, a general issue, but we have to make it happen. That's it.
Okay, for the last is about personal. For example, in your personality, your experience. How old are you when your parents ask you to learn Quran?
Oh, it's about 5 years old. I recall.
Okay, I think it's general in Indonesia. Every 3 until 5 years old, every parents ask their child to learn Quran. So deaf and disability is not appropriate in for making conclusion that Indonesian people lack capability of learning Quran.
Okay, so sorry, sir. In my humble opinion, it's suspected specialty to disability deaf. It's not about a general person like us. Our personal our normality. It's not has similarity to the deaf person. I think it's really different to them, and to get their Islamic, their Quranic, and their fiqh intelligences, we have to make some application to get them intelligences. I think that's it.
Okay.
Especially.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. If I may ask the next question, can you go through your research process while you develop this app features?
Okay. Okay. Thanks, ma'am. So I got surveys, I got some sharing questionnaires, and I got build up some brainstorming with my friends on faculty of techniques, and then I got some application developer to add the games, the features, the fiqh norms, the Quranic, the hijaiyah letter, and I got build it up, and I got perfected to get haki or hak kekayaan intelektual, the copyrights, and then I got it to the inclusi or Islamic norms Quran learning using smartphone intelligence and the technology in it.
Yeah. How did you involve the disabled people?
Okay, how I involve the disability people is like the technology and the features, man. The technology is guide UML, as I mentioned before, is like unified modeling language. The previous application has not this technology before. So I got this technology by brainstorming with my pal, with my daddy in my Faculty of Techniques UNJ, Universitas Negeri Jakarta, and then um, they got to understand about how we provide the technology that can intelligences to the
No,
young people with the disabilities.
yeah, I mean, how did you involve the deaf persons while you're building this app? Did you involve
Okay.
them at all?
Yeah, sure. We got some participants in it, ma'am. I got in Cempaka Putih. That's called sorry, what is it's called Yayasan Rungu Pelangi, I think in Cempaka Putih, and then we got some participants in it, and we got trying to make a trial and error to them, and they got satisfied with our application. I got some answer from the questionnaire, and they got 5 stars from me as my rating scale, and I just feel so happy, and the more action to this application is to build it up and to perfect it as an inclusive.
Okay. So in which stage did you involve them? Beginning, middle, after, as an
yeah, sure.
experiment?
Okay. This application is for all ages or
No.
all
While you build the app, how did you involve them? Like in which stage?
Oh, okay. So the technology is done, the feature is done. I would like to try with them. It's like try the games, try the hijaiyah letter, try to fikih, and they can use it up.
Okay.
So
So
when the technology,
when you came to them, were they illiterate about hijaiyah letters, or do they have already some knowledge about hijaiyah letter?
Yes, of course, ma'am. While we got some trial and error to them, they can mention a hijaiyah letter and can appropriate pronounce it correctly, and it going through with the fikih. It's like in Indonesia it's like rukun iman, rukun Islam, or any other general intelligences is like hukum sholat. It's like hukum ibadah puasa and any other option. And that's it. They can mention it correctly, and they satisfied with it, ma'am.
Okay, so they do have some knowledge before you have your apps.
Yes.
Okay.
There are some explanation in the application, so they can read it and they can try it again, and they get satisfied
No.
with
I
it.
mean, before you have your solution, do they have knowledge about letters and Islamic law?
No, they don't have acknowledgement of the hijaiyah or the fiqh, and so at really least about Islamic intelligences before we start the inclusive application.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, sorry, Bu Fatlina, I took up your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Danny, I called you Danny
Yes,
or
ma'am.
Panda? Okay, Danny.
Yeah.
I just curious how to use this application because I don't get a clear picture at this of from your article how to use this learning media. Can
Okay,
you
actually,
describe
okay.
a little bit more?
Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks, ma'am. So I have mentioned in my article in pages of the idea. maybe maybe you're not you're not
I just get
read on
that
it.
we have to download it from we can download it from Play Store, right?
Yeah, yes,
Uh,
yes.
I haven't downloaded, and
Okay.
then I asked you to describe.
Okay. So the procedural ways to use the inclusive application is that we have to download it first, and
Okay.
we got some accounts, and we
Okay.
get in this inclusive, and then we have to log in, and we just have to choose the options. It's like Quran,
Okay.
Fiqh,
Okay.
and
Okay.
games. That's it, ma'am. It's so simple.
Okay. As a user, I when I open the application,
Mm-hmm.
I learn by reading or hearing.
You can, yeah, you can reading and hearing, ma'am. So the deaf person can read by touch the screen. It because the technology is unified modeling language or UML and voice recognition
Okay,
to them mention it.
the
Mm-hmm.
content of this application can we access by reading. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to specialize this application just for hearing impairments, maybe for
No. Yeah,
all
okay.
people, right?
Okay, so yeah, okay, thank you. Why reading and hearing? Because reading is they have just to touch it, because the technology, ma'am. If they don't want to mention it, for an example, hijaiyah letter, for example, ba, ta, or jim, or dal, so they could just reading, and they could try the hijaiyah letter on it. So I combine these two practical elements on this inclusive application.
Okay. In the first place, I think this application can help the user to increase their hearing uh,
Mhm.
uh, about the content of this application. But okay, I get it. I get your message. Thank you.
Okay, thank you
Okay,
very
thank you.
much for your presentation and the Q&A session. Now, uh, we have end this session. Those are performance from the participant of IMaBs 3-minute thesis competition. Furthermore, it will be continued with the appearance of the participant of IMaB case study investigation.
Before moving on to our next event, we would like to inform you that each finalist of IMaBs case study investigation will have 10 minutes for presenting the new study case and 10 minutes for question and answer session.
For the first team, for TAM team, are you ready? TAM team from Universitas Brawijaya. Are you ready, Mas?
Ready?
Okay, you will bring the topic of HR case study. Is it right?
I'm sorry for the final stage. It is focused on the Toyota case.
Okay. If you are ready, we can start now.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sam team. Sorry. Where is
Yes,
that presentation?
the slide.
Wait, we're preparing the slide for you. Yeah, there it
Okay,
is.
you can start now.
You can start now.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. SAM team consists of Nur Faisal, Azani Dalilati Hafiza, Muhammad Tajuddin Nevianto, and Nada Nabila Lutfia initiate efficiency and improvement of Toyota car production in order to improve the company's finances and sustainability through Toyota strategy.
Alan Would just Toyota
Motor Corporation is a Japanese company founded in 1937 and is engaged design, manufacturing to spare parts and related accessories mainly in Japan, North America, Europe, and Asia, with the largest market sales is in Japan with 45.5%. Next slide, please. Okay, in external analysis, we found that the Toyota has opportunities and threats. Toyota must be able to maximize existing opportunities to support this business. However, the company must also take several steps to deal with the possible threats. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, next slide, please. Meanwhile, in internal analysis, Toyota must maintain and develop its strengths, starting from market position, brand recognition, R&D, until its network to develop the company's competitive advantage. On the other hand, Toyota must immediately improve its operational management system in order to increase sales and maintain business sustainability. Next slide, please. Honorable judges, in identifying the problem, we conducted a root cause analysis where we found several root causes and symptoms that resulted in three main problems, including high operating expense, high competitiveness, and product recalls. Based on the problem, we have Toyota strategy as the structural step include Toyota Griva, Toyo Chain, Toyo Risk, and Thomas. Next slide, please.
Toyota Griva, environmentally friendly fuel car innovation. As a first step, Toyota Griva is a car which has a space frame and the wheels made of aluminum and the body was made of an impact-resistant composite plastic that is recyclable. This car has the types of battery, fast charging, and integrated with barcode scan and was made of the consumer who are not afraid to step up with an eco-friendly, affordable price, easy to use, and in the form of a car which clean, quiet, trendy, and futuristic. Next slide, please. As an eco-friendly product, the batteries of Griva are made using nickel iron, nickel zinc chloride, and lead acid, has a rechargeable secondary type, and 30% of electric propulsion system for the car. And then the parts, components, and sub-assemblies were all made elsewhere for an efficient supply chain. And at the long term, Griva will have a partnership with developers that have an innovation battery made from lithium and joint venture with refilling station, example Pertamina. Next slide, please. Okay, this is the illustrate of Griva's mission and charging spot. Next slide, please.
So to know where they actually produce the vehicle, we analyze the demand first. Based on Toyota's revenue between 2001 to 2011, we see that Asia was promising region. As you can see on the PowerPoint, the percentage of North America and Europe in total sales decreased, but Asia with the green color was still growing. It happened due to the rapid economy growth in Asia, urbanization policy, and development of public transportation in Europe. Next, please. So the next solution is Toyo Chain, supply chain management and production improvement. We see that Indonesia and Vietnam are the most promising prospective countries to be the manufacturing houses for the Griva. Yeah, so both countries is actually have been experiencing the rapid economic growth during the 2011 until now. And both countries also have a relatively cheap labor cost, which is around 2.73 per hour. And Indonesia, they have rich nickel resources, which is a raw material for the battery. And yeah, Toyota should its production system annually with 5 stage, defining, measuring, analyzing, improving, and controlling. Okay, next, please. So for the distribution part, Toyota shall improve their supply chain management system with mapping, measuring, and controlling setting. We will ensure that 50% of reduction in delivery and distribution time by analysis, determination of the place, periodic evaluation of the system. And on the right side, this is actually the simplified of supply chain stage of Griva from raw materials and be processed as parts, vehicle assembly in Indonesia and Vietnam, distribution centers of each region, and the last is to the dealers. Next, please.
The next solution is Toyota's Human Resources Improvement Strategy called Toyoris. This solution has two strategies. First, collaborative R&D, a collaboration between three departments that have different goals to support the success of Toyota's research and development. First, operational department must ensure the product conforms to the company standard and find out the root cause of the defect product to avoid product withdrawal by key quality, Kaizen, 5 why analysis, and 7 tools quality. After that, the finance department uses technology roadmap to identify the link between risk, investment, and spending before implementing this strategy. After that, marketing department is looking for data to test product directly with the end users to find out the customer needs. Next, please. The second solution of Toyoris is THR, Total Quality Management or Human Resources Management, consists of 3 steps. The first one is training to infuse vision and ability for Toyota's innovation by expert. This is accomplished at the beginning of recruitment and when Toyota has new innovation. The success metrics are 95% employees understand Toyota's innovation and the vision. 90% have the ability to produce new innovation and local employees can practice knowledge from the expert. Second, teamwork, making full use of the skill and knowledge of all employees to create a healthy group culture with 85% proper staffing according to ability and 10% increased productivity as success metrics. The last but not least, leadership. It is important because the leadership, conducive work culture, and positive attitudes of employees as the major factor that affect the excellence of TQM. The success metrics are 85% leadership style according to company standard and 10% improvement of the leadership attitudes of each individual. Next, please.
Honorable judges, the last solution is Thomas or Toyota marketing strategy, which consists of two sub-solutions, namely 2U and Tocation. 2U or Toyota Web Ultimate Platform is an integrated web innovation consisting of 360-degree virtual showroom, FAQ, and customer service with 150 million engagement and 15% conversion rate as the success metric. This solution is intended for Toyota to be able to receive complaints and feedback, improve customer experience until boost the sales. Okay, next slide, please. Then for the second solution, it will be Tocation or Toyota Online Campaign Optimization, which is a Toyota Grifa integrated marketing strategy consisting of online reputation management, media distribution until online ads with 70 million engagement and 5% conversion rate, which is intended so that the Toyota Grifa can increase brand awareness and interest until strengthen buyer purchase decisions. Next slide, please.
So our recommendation can be implemented in the next 5 years with several stages ranging from feasibility analysis, set up new team, R&D and market testing, and the last is commercialization and massive production. Okay, next please. We realize that every business strategy has its own risks. The following is the analysis of the risks and their respective mitigation ranging from the low incentive of the government in Asia, a better perception of the brand, and also there's a different learning habits from among the employees. Okay, next please. So to implement this recommendation, Toyota needs around 4.1 billion yen for feasibility analysis, set up new division, factors development, research and development, operation cost for the first year, which is around 4.1 billion yen, and but the benefits are much higher, and each year it continue to increase by 18%, and the revenue in the first year operation is it is around 7.7 billion yen. Okay, next slide, please. So in conclusion, Toyota faced several problems in the 2011. The sales declined in the geographic segment such as Europe and North America. They also had poor allocation of the resources as compared to the competitor. So we believe that Toyota strategy will increase their sales and make product improvement in the next 5 years. Let's realize the green mobility for the future with us, TAM team. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the presentation and explanation. Now, time for Q&A session for all the judges. Time and place is yours.
Okay, can I start? Okay. Can you hear my question, Mas? Mbak?
Yes, sir. I will ask for the question. First of all, thank you for the question. For the main problem, um, it will be, there are three main problems. For the first is high operating expense of the Toyota, and for the next is decline sales three three major of the market share of the Toyota. There are Asia, North America, and Europe. And for the last is for the system operation management of the Toyota itself. And for the solution, it will be explained by my friends.
Okay, so I want to add the answer. So because of the poor allocation of resources and yeah, compared to other competitors such as Hyundai, they have a low ROI and or ROE, so they have the the bad reputation because of they always to close the existing product because of the lack of resources. So we want to create the new product which is a Grifa. It is a electric vehicle which is affordable in Asia because we see that there's a changing in the market share segment. Uh, for in 2011, it is mostly the market size is uh, uh, North America and in North American and Europe, but because of some external policy, we see that there's a changing in market share. So we focus on the ASEAN market, and we see the demand. So yeah, we create the new product for this company.
Okay. Based on your discussion, that the problem is the decline of the sales, and then one of your solution is you want to make a green car. Don't you think is it uh, possible? So do you know what I mean? In one side, there's a decline of your sales. Okay. Do you know what is the problem? Why they are the decline of the sales? Do you know what's the problem? Why the decline of the sales? That's my question first. Can you answer my questions?
Okay, thank you for the question, Mr. Radian Dananjoyo. I will answer for the question, but firstly, I want to confirmation that the decline of the sales is a symptom. Uh, yeah, that's a symptom, but the main problem is the supply chain efficiency and uh, expenses of operational expense. So that we arrange the 5 steps for increase the sales and efficient for the operational expenses.
Okay, so I want to add the answer for the declining sales. In addition for the operational methods, for the declining sales is it's caused by the high competitiveness of the car, and the second it will be product recalls that could affect the brand image. So we have five strategy. It's not about the new green car, but also they integrated with the marketing strategy and operational strategy, and also with the HR strategy.
Okay, sorry,
Next judges, if there's any question for the team, you can ask.
Is that my turn?
Yes, sir, you can
All right.
ask the question.
All right. So, probably I would like to say about the Toyota way. Have you heard about the 14 principle of Toyota way, guys?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about the 14 principle of Toyota way?
Yes.
All right. So basically, they focus on two areas, right? Continuous improvement and, if I'm not mistaken, respect for people. Yeah. Do you think that in your case that you have discussed, do you think that Toyota really apply that, or when they have you know when they experience a declining sales, yeah, so they still stick with their principle to be always improve their performance continuously and always respect for people. Do you think they still apply that, or in which strategy do you think that they really show that? You got my points.
Yes.
All right, so please.
So yeah, one of the main pillars of Toyota in Toyota is continuous improvement and also respecting the people, right? So but when based on our analysis, they to continue to implement the continuous improvement, they 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 have a high R&D expense, which is one of the main expense in the company. But we see that there's a problem in this R&D. In R&D, uh, although they have the highest budget, but uh, they uh, they don't actually uh, give really high impact to the company because of the output of this R&D is not really relevant. So that's why in the third solution we see that we need to integrate the R&D system with three departments, which is operation, marketing, and finance. So to research the new technology, the new product, we have to integrate it with the marketing department, so we know that there's a demand for the new product. We see that there's a trend, there's a policy for other companies or other party. So yeah, so the R&D expense is more efficient. Is it help? Is it answer your question?
Okay, I want to add the answer. Besides of the collaborative R&D, Toyota have to improve the TQM on the human resources management. So we have 3 steps. They are training. In the training, we have to infuse vision and ability of Toyota's innovation, and the innovation is the Griva. So the employers can understand the vision and have ability to produce the new innovation. After that, we also have the strategy. The name is teamwork. This is making full of skill and knowledge of all employees to create a healthy group culture. And then we have to improve the leadership of all the individual in the company.
Okay, thank you very much. Pak Adrianto, do you have any question for the team? Hello, Pak Adrianto, do you have any question for the first team of ICSI?
Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. I think this time is up. The time is up, but I want to ask about the culture or the about the development innovation in our country is about the big passenger, because it's our culture, like our all family can be take in one car. The Toyota have a branded it in the like AA, Teteh, etc. in uh, the ads of the Toyota. So why your team not put it into your case about the culture, about the characteristic of the country in this case? Okay. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello. Hello, Tam team.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, Pak. Try to connect for the Tam team. Hello, Tam team. You hear us? Okay, you can answer the question shortly. Have time limit.
Okay, thank you for the question, Pak. So we actually has several campaign in the marketing strategy to promote our product in Toyota. But yeah. Um,
Yeah, I think it's enough.
I think we have to move to the next group.
Okay, let's go. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for the TAM team. And now we should welcome MDA team from Universitas Pajajaran. Are you there? MDA team?
Yes, we're here, Miss.
Okay.
Are you ready for the presentation?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay.
But before that,
Yes.
let me call my 2 other partners, which is Anas and Mariam. Lady Del. Okay, thank you, Mariam. Anas, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, we can start the presentation now.
Okay, please share the screen. Committee.
Yours.
So, okay. Yes, thank you. A car is not only a car, it is a representative of your style, your character, and what you believe. Toyota is one of a big label in automobile industry, which will make us as a customer confused to pick a better car than the other. Here, MDI team will create values to uphold sustainability of the company to offer a better future to Toyota. Let me introduce myself. I'm Tahlirska with two of my colleagues, Anas and Mariam from UNPAD, comes with a fresh and brand new solution to Toyota. Next slide, please. But let me first explain what we are going to discuss in the future slides. Here are the questions that must be answered about how can Toyota Motors Corp win the competition. So this is our main problem, how we win the competition in among those competitors. Second, the key issue of the problem is because there is a phase of increasing consumption of fuel and lead to public awareness of the environment that affect the automobile industry. Therefore, as a consultant, we come up with strategy called Strong in Unity, which will make impact for the company by increasing the value of ROE and ROA. Next.
Okay, let's continue with situation analysis of Toyota. This condition is divided into two parts, internal and external condition. Let's start with the internal. First, about the car competencies, Toyota produces automobiles of good quality at best prices, thereby providing a value for money to the customers. Second, Toyota distinctive competence is its production system known as the Toyota Production System or TPS. No other automobile manufacturer can do it as well as Toyota does. This distinct competence has led to a competitive advantage that has given Toyota a sustainable brand name and a market leader position. Third, Toyota focuses on R&D. Next, about 5 important competitive factor: quality, feature, price, safety, and customer service. Sensitive to fluctuation in foreign exchange rates, especially yen, USD, and euro. There was recall of Toyota products in 2011, and the last for the internal condition is Toyota have lower ROE and ROA compared to similar competitors. Now let's talk about the external condition of Toyota. First, fuel prices and concern to environment affect the demand type of vehicle. Western automotive brand moves their production facilities to Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Now, Toyota is in the mature stage. Raw materials tend to have fluctuating prices. And four market leaders is Toyota, Volkswagen, GM, and Ford. And the last, it have 5 success factors in the automotive industry: flexibility in determining spending, creating export market, efficient work practices, effective cost control, and optimum capacity utilization. Next.
Okay, next slide. Based on the analysis we have done, it can be concluded that Toyota has a strong internal and has great opportunity in the automotive market. Okay, next slide. Okay, therefore, we present strong in unity strategy that we believe can be a solution for Toyota to maintain their position to win the competition in the automotive industry. Strong in unity focuses in the internal of the company, which means that by uniting all departments at Toyota, Toyota will become strong and be able to survive on the automotive industry competition. Strong in unity need good cooperation from all departments. We focus on 4 main departments: operation, marketing, HR, and finance. The first strategy start from the operation department. We suggest Toyota to take advantage of existing product to develop and convert their component to become environmentally friendly while still considering the opportunity cost. So from that came the idea that Toyota should launch a car that is fuel efficient. Then the second strategy from the marketing department to be able to gain a broad market share and be able to build a good brand image, we recommend Toyota to create a campaign about the use of environmentally friendly product. In addition, we also recommend Toyota to work with local government to make regulation that can support the use of environmentally friendly vehicles. Then the third strategy from the human resource department promote inclusivity and equality. The point is that because Toyota has the culture of diversity, so Toyota must respect diversity and equality, especially in its employee, namely not discriminating in the treatment of employee. The last strategy is from the finance department. To strengthen the management platform and increase company value, we recommend Toyota to reform its cost structure by minimizing expenses, especially for costs that should not come out as in the case of 2011, where Toyota had to recall thousands of its cars because there is a problem in the engine and requires Toyota to pay a penalty. Next slide. Okay, then we created a marketing campaign for Toyota, namely TBL, or Toyota for Better Life, where Toyota believes that we all can make our earth much better for our lives in the future by working together to use environmentally friendly products, starting from using a fuel-efficient car from Toyota. Toyota places its brand as a brand that makes environmentally friendly cars with high technological innovation. Therefore, when people remember Toyota, they will remember environmentally friendly cars. Next slide.
Next thing we want to discuss is the implementation of those 4 strategies, which lead us to arrange this timeline for 3 years. First thing we do is absolutely for research and development and product preparation for our new fuel efficient vehicle for 3 quarters in 2013. And the next is product launch in the last quarter of the year. Next, after our product launching, we implement a TBL strategy, or Toyota for Better Life campaign, which focus on the marketing side on how our product is safe for the environment at the first quarter of 2014 until the end of 2015. Next is HR strategy, which we try to focus on how to improve the internal and the company culture. We acknowledge that there are needed adaptation of this strategy, so it is need a longer time because it involves human and all of the stakeholders inside the company. Therefore, we predict this strategy will take about 3 years. Last is cost structure reform that's starting from the 3rd quarter of 2014 until the end of 2015. And in order to implement all of the strategy, we need a cost or a budget. Thus, we made a one in the right corner. Here are the costs to implement all 4 of our strategy, including initial investment, marketing costs, finance manager, and also accounting tools. That in total is 180 million of the cost. This strategy will make an impact to Toyota, which is profit or gain revenue in return by approximately $500 million and increase ROE and ROA as our main goals. And also taken like a good image as a sustainable company with efficient vehicle. Therefore, Toyota can be a leader in automobile industry and won the competition among the competitors. Next. To sum up our presentation, let us briefly explain what we have done to the cases. First, we have strategy called Strong in Unity, which make a comprehensive yet less cost for Toyota to implement. Second, by looking at our goals to be sustainable business and win the competition among competitors in the industry, we implement 4 strategy, which include operational strategy with efficient car, marketing strategy with TBL or Toyota for Better Life campaign. Third is HR strategy with new adaptation in company culture and behavior. And last is finance in restructure the cost for Toyota, which will make about 500 million and increase company ROE and ROA. We believe that Strong in United strategy will strengthen Toyota power and value to be the market leader in the automobile industry competition. Coming from the inside, big impact waiting from the outside for the outcome. We are MDA team. Thank you for your attention. We will open for question and answer. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the MDA team. First, we would like to ask Mr. Ardianto to ask questions, maybe, sir?
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me? It's
Your
clear?
voice is clear, sir.
Yes.
Okay, okay. I want to ask about the core competence of the Toyota, and uh, then can we have the different strategy with the others brands like the Mitsubishi and others? Can you can you explain the difference strategy, differentiation strategy than the other brand recycle? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Adrianto, for the question. Let me answer it first. So the core competence or the value that Toyota has is different because Toyota produce automobile of great quality at best price. So thereby providing a value for the customer while maintaining the best price available in the market. So there is the value that make it different than the other of the automobile industry and the competitors.
Okay, and then as we know that Toyota have a big market in Indonesia, so if there's the strategic have a strategic marketing to the every different country that they must adopt the marketing strategy in every country. The adapt marketing strategy adoption.
Okay, so Pa, you asking about a different marketing strategy to
Yes.
different country.
Country, yes.
Yeah. So absolutely, our marketing strategy or TBL, Toyota for Better Life, it's an adaptation model of marketing strategy. So in every country, it will adapt with their culture also. For example, in Indonesia, we promote environmental friendly car, and also by also promoting the culture of Indonesia itself. So it is the integration of the local culture with our marketing strategy, which is TBL. That is all for me.
Okay, this is your point. It's about DBL, right?
Yes, it is a marketing strategy for us.
Okay, okay, okay. I think this is enough. Maybe the next judge. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yes. The next judge.
Okay. All right, Pak Adrianto, thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Is it my turn?
The team question.
Oh, all right. Are you guys from Unpad, right?
Yes, sir. We are from Unpad.
Okay. Okay. I'm just continuing from the question from the previous judges that said about what's the difference about the Toyota green strategy with the others company, but I did not really get it about the difference because now every automobile corporation or automobile company are racing to be the best, right? Like you name it, like Tesla and other brand. Yeah, but do you think what is the value the value proposition of Toyota that can make or that can differentiate them from the other brand? Because everyone wants to make a green product with the best price, but do you think Toyota has really has really distinct strategy to make them go sustainable? Thank you. I hope you can get my question.
Okay, sir. So let me confirm the question. This is about our Toyota gonna shift the strategy, or what is the value that makes it different than the other automobile industry? Am I correct?
Yeah, uh, I mean like everyone, every automobile company move to green strategy. They always put their campaign to be greener, to be sustainable, and so on, right? Everyone does that. But the thing is, they have to set the value to be different, so the customer will notice that. They will be like more stand out than the others, right? So what do you think, Toyota? What do you think the strategy of Toyota to make them different with the others brand green strategy? That's my question.
Okay, thank you for the question, sir. Let me answer it first, and then Mariam and will answer it later. So, for the value that Toyota have, as far as we know, that in the study case is in a time stamp of 2013. So in that era, all of the automobile is rarely implement this kind of strategy, which is green car. So Toyota can be a leader because at that era, Toyota is a leader in green marketing, and also in audit in the operational with the green car and fuel efficient. And also, what make it different from Toyota and the other automobile industry is because we have a value added by implementing that four strategy that we are promoting in the presentation, which is HR with TBL, operational with fuel efficient, HR or strengthening in inside, and also finance in the financial division, which is we are reform or restructure the cost structure, because we know in 2011 Toyota have recalling the vehicle, and it is contained like a high cost. So we want to prevent that action to happen. So by implementing those four strategy that we are promoting, it will make the value added to Toyota itself. Maybe Maria want to add?
Okay, I'm allowed to add an answer. The added value of our strategy is that the cost to be incurred will be cheaper than the others, than the other strategy. We believe this strategy will allow Toyota to survive in the automotive industry because of its internal strength.
Okay, I want to add. For the example, in Indonesia, people tend to be attracted to cheap cars. So Toyota issued an entry-level car like the Avanza. Maybe after that, other brands follow Toyota, but Toyota was the main originator. And of course, this is related to market analysis, what is needed by the community.
Okay, sir. Maybe I want to add a little bit because the other company or the other automobile industry is changing their model of car. We are only changing the components, so it's less cost than the other automobile and giving a best price to the market. That is all for MD18. Thank you.
Okay, now.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question and the answer. Now we would like to invite Pak Radian for the question for the team.
Oke, saya masih ada waktu I only have 1 minute, less than 1 minute. So you already explained that one of the problem is about the brand awareness. But can you please give me a short statement how to improve your awareness?
Okay, sir. So you asking about brand awareness, right? Especially in this case, we're talking about brand awareness in terms of a greener company and a sustainable company. So the highlight in this study case is about how we as a business running and as efficient as possible, and by doing all of the strategy that and include that in our strategy, which is operation, marketing, HR, and also finance, which can strengthening our internal company, and then we'll make an output later on. That is all. It's about a green company.
Question and answer. Now, we would like to move to for the last team. It's from IBM Ciputra Surabaya, from Universitas Ciputra Surabaya, and bringing the topic HR case study. Are you guys ready?
Excuse me for making sure we're not bringing HR case study. We just bring the Toyota the same things with the other competitor.
All right. Sorry about that one. But are you
Okay.
guys ready to present now?
Yes, I am with Aleta and Jenny as my partner.
All right. Time is yours.
Okay, so good day, ladies and gentlemen of the honorable judges, and good morning to other participants and commentators. Hi, my name is Aleta, and I'm here with my friend Zeus. We are here from International Business Management of Universitas Putra Surabaya, and we will discuss the case of Toyota Motors and how Toyota Motors as a company can develop further as a company and challenge their value as a company to give back more than just a company of an automotive company only. And first and foremost, we are going to discuss first that in this case, all the technical issues such as spare parts, etc., is basically in a very good hand with Toyota. Since at the case, also financially speaking, Toyota is also a healthy company with stable income for the past 5 years. Moreover, even in the case, we already know that Toyota Motors have one of the best and highest strength in research and development, even though there may be some drawback in the year of 2012. But as per 2022, Toyota Motors still are the #1 company in terms of market share and in the automotive industry itself. So there's no hesitation about their technical issues, and we here as the IBM team will serve you how Toyota will be entering this new market of a modern car in our invention. So next slide, please. Okay, there are a few factors of condition that we need to be aware of before going into the case. So regarding the company itself, Toyota has shifted their market to focus on the hybrid car production and has focused more to strengthen, previous slide please. Yeah, this one slide, okay. More to strengthen their research and development furthermore, because in this era right now, there are also a new invention about hybrid car and electric car. And how about the consumer behavior itself? People in worldwide are frankly very care about environmental issues, because we are now right here is dealing with so many social impact and natural impact of our disaster. And the prosperity of customer right now is emerging with the internet in environmental issues. So Toyota shift their focus more to have hybrid automakers. People are now aware of the people also right now aware about the brand image of a company itself, so they don't just buy a product, but they also see how the company is doing, how is the company giving back to the society, and how is the company going back to the nature, etc., etc. Okay, so based on the 5-quarter analysis, the likelihood or chances to be the winner for Toyota is very small, especially for the substantive power of Toyota. Especially, we already have Hyundai and Tesla as one of the pioneers of electric or hybrid car. And Toyota, since it is a Japanese company, they are more well known as a brand in the East or North Asia, where they are more likely to use fuel and other gas-fueled mobiles which are not very environmentally friendly. But we also have to say that Toyota have a few drawbacks regarding the past 10 years, especially in 2011 and 2012, because of some subvention damage some of damage that they have made in their operational itself. This have made sufficiently damage damage their brand as a company. So considering this, we are now going to go to the next slide, which is the current status quo right now. Okay, so first thing first about the market of Southeast Asia. We have to understand the Southeast Asia market is very risky. Let's talk about the government first. Since not all company or all countries have fully cautious about environmental issues, there are currently right now. Because right now we can see in Indonesia, not all government will take the move to create a law that will protect nature in the long term. Now let's talk about
Committee, can you help us to stop the stopwatch? Since my partner connection is really bad. Okay, I'll proceed then. From the status quo that been mentioned from my partner, the market of the Southeast Asia segmented is very risky to begin with. We can see like the evidence is the full guzzling power still be the top of mind because the efficiency between this of power supply, for example, there is not really concern and urged by the Southeast Asia countries, for example, to support this electric station. And hence why we believe that it's really hard for Toyota to enter in this new market. There's not much of automaker changely, a very massive transitions of car production vastly because not all countries in Asia support these things, but this market segmented, it showed that Asia is being the top of market segmentation. The domination of segmented markets from Toyota, its household and dominating the market based from the case page 30 on case page 13 on the 2030, which means the household characteristics are firstly, they really need easy accessibility, and household which are from developed country are not really that same and suitable with the depreciations of the car itself. So the problem is we're very delighted when we see Toyota's visions are to be the lead of the hybrid automakers in the world, and we can't wait to see the first glimpse of their inventions, for example. But from the case that we have been read, Toyota seems very take it for granted because and outwardly being very dreamingly to be true. Because what? Because we don't see any of specific particular issues from the 4 points of management, especially in finance, which is ROI or ROE. So what's the difference between our case and the other competition? From these things, from this what been mentioned to you, Toyota problems is two. Firstly, we see that Toyota problems are very less of facilities, meaning of charging spot, especially the developing countries. So the sport wasn't really where. According to the cases, North Asia and Southeast Asia, for example, is being dominated market of their production. We believe that is how we'll be going for. The lack of facilities of these new inventions is being dominating problem. Because what? Firstly, I think all of us need to be justified and acknowledge on this Asia's country are not fully intentions to build this eco-friendly country because what? Because they have another agencies to do because they need to increasing their GDP. So basically, if the Toyota choosing this developing country is not the best answer for that one. And secondly, this propensity wasn't really good because the basically from the 5-quarter analysis that we've been read from the cases, when the sources was not in there and didn't line with the theme line of this Toyota vision and mission, for example, this is not what be happen and same line with their expectation, for example. The consumer behavior of this developing country, especially in Indonesia, for example, are in the middle, low class, and mostly dominated by those of the elements. Even if at the end, this hybrid car is only for the middle upper class, Toyota will be in the very harmful market share because they are putting in the wrong place by determining this will be very extensive to begin with for the Toyota. Secondly is politics. Many of the developing countries are very tight on bonds with the Middle East countries, and so companies, government, we need to take in that too. We think all of us needs to be clearly understand and comprehend about how the bonding and relation between the Middle East, because we still need these oil-full gasoline vehicles in Indonesia because what? Because the efficiency of this characteristic of Indonesian majority market, right? So that's, can we move the next slide? So the solutions from us is the firstly, give a lot of CSR, diversify the human resources as there needs to be reach out more global outlook, for example, as Toyota needs to be reach out more international segmented market. And secondly, if they compare to Tesla and Hyundai, for example, Toyota needs to focus and educate all the majority and the segmented market by building and creating awareness between these eco-friendly things and secondly, by building this electric station charge to injecting the cost of depreciation price, for example. This will be the new strength of Toyota to see more outlook and win the market. So why this solution is very feasible? Let's talking about the SWOT coming from the strengths from this Toyota. Firstly, they have a really good brand image that already recognized by the market. So we see there's not only technical issues from this marketing situation from the Toyota. Secondly, they have a really great R&D things, so we don't have any technical issues also by improving the capabilities of existing products, for example, to reach out to more awareness. And thirdly, the extensive productions and distribution network as the geography will spread. As we see the preemptive way from the Toyota is by having a really being the lead of the hybrid eco-friendly global automakers from the solution to build it by building a lot of the electric spot charger, for example, inspiring it and around Indonesia. I think it will help the government to raise the eco-friendly vehicles very comprehensively. So the output from here, developing countries such as Asia will really having a big awareness about this eco-friendly vehicle car, and Toyota can slowly by conditions they can take it as their new market as the developing countries. Will be in line with the vision and the mission of Toyota to see and to be the leading of this green business. That's all from us from this IBM team. We are ready for the question and answer. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. I'd like to invite Pamifta for the first question to ask the team.
Maybe the next judges first.
Okay, Pak Adrianto, can you give the question for the team first?
Okay. Wait for a minute. I want to ask about this theme, about the strategy. Okay. Now we know that the artificial intelligence can be adopted in the physical because we know that this case is about the maybe about the green fuel, and then the strategy of the differentiation of the marketing. So this is can be adopted in the cycle. I want to ask this thing first. Thank you.
So the question is, can this thing will
Can
be
the artificial intelligence can adapt it in the cycle for the case for in the Toyota?
Okay, Aleta will proceed in my answer. I think for all the news devices coming from this artificial intelligence and etc., I think it's already invented by Wuling Motor, if I'm not mistaken, with their hybrid car. I think with all the things that all the market automakers that they really want to give the differentiate as their value propositions, as this example is the artificial intelligence. I think there's no any big issues for that because Toyota can invent it. But the one that we need to realize is how this Toyota, with all the things, with all the good inventions coming from their supervisors, for example, able to entering these developing countries as what we problems that we raise from these cases. So basically, we have any technical issues because as we see R&D from the Toyota coming from the cases, it's really good in the good hands. Aleta will proceed this.
I think it is feasible, sir, to just invent or just integrate IAs or internet AI towards a new car. But our focus right now is how we can make car is more efficient in green technology and how we can make those cars to be more accessible toward other people, especially in Southeast Asia market, because right now the problem that we have in Southeast Asia market is that people are considering to buy electric car or hybrid car, but it is still not accessible, especially for the electric charging spots or etc. So it is feasible, but I think it's not the main focus for Toyota to implement that in their new products. I think that's all. I hope that answers.
Okay. In this case, so we have a discussion about the SWOT strategy. So we have the analysis is from the year 2011 until 2015. Any case that like in the environmental, like the maybe the environment so cute, like the I think the uh uh competition, how cute the competition from 2011 to 2015.
Okay, your question is how tight the competition
Yes,
from the
yes, right.
okay.
Yeah.
Backwards in the past, we see that Toyota is being the lead, as we know that Avanza is being the well-known famous product from the Toyota itself. So basically, it's not really that tight, and it's not really that extensively, massively comprehensive, and um, um, like not really hard to inject in this Toyota new segmental market. That is why I think because Toyota being the global companies, they need to shift in their market, especially. So that's why they invent this hybrid automakers. Aleta?
Okay, so for the awareness of environmental issues, especially in the automotive industry, it have been in the rise since like the past 5 years. So it's not written in the case yet for like the past 2011 and 2012, but the rise of the awareness towards the environmental issues is only the last 5 years, and it is started by Hyundai and Tesla when they're making electric cars. So I think it's not really competitive in those years yet, sir.
Okay, thank you. I think it's enough. So the next judge. Okay, thank you. The next judge, maybe.
Trianto for the question. Now, we would like to invite Pak Radian.
Okay. Okay, Andreas and Aleta, you have a good presentation. And then I'm interested with your solution. Your solution is normally we call your solution as a pull strategy. Let's say like you call using the CSR. And then what the second solution is building infrastructure and educate their market. So education and also CSR is we can call as a pull strategy. So my question is how effective this strategy to solve your problem and how long you expect to solve this strategy? And also, did you measure how much the cost that you have to pay to use this strategy?
Okay, thank you for the question, sir. We believe high risk is with high return, as we need to increasing the awareness between this eco-friendly with those conditions which is developing countries not really that care much with this eco-friendly vehicle. For example, I think basically by educating this society and then building a lot of the charging spot is basically the best solution that will solve the problem itself. If the governments and the global companies having a really great bond and same visions to increase this awareness, this eco-friendly as the urgencies, for example, I think it's really possibly and feasible to begin with, because from this thing, people and the market was shifting slowly by using the full gasoline vehicles into the electric car, for example, so it will be efficient and it will in line with the Toyota vision and mission with their inventions. Aleta?
Okay, so for how long does it take, sir? Probably it's going to take 5 to 10 years until all the maybe if we're talking about Indonesian market, we can say that Pertamina can also work together with Toyota, or Toyota can work together with other franchise such as Pertamina Mini or Shell, which is going to take 5 to 10 years to make all those fuel-based charging pods available to all our customers in Indonesia. But for the cost itself, it's not going to be really cheap, because we know this technology is still new. But as the progressive status quo is going towards our vision and mission from Toyota itself, we think that the charging spots going to be cheaper in the meantime, because the innovation will be more accessible towards other people, and a lot of people can also afford the charging spot and make their own franchises to have their maybe their location have the accessible charging spots, I think. I hope that answers your question, sir.
Okay. you're telling that your timeline to solve this problem is 10 years. Is it correct?
Yes. Yes.
Is it, uh, what do you think? Is it too, is it not too long for to solve this problem by 10 years? So do you have any timeline during the 10 years? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve in the next 10 years?
So I think like in the first 5 years, it's going to be the education reformation first, like promoting how people are going to use this, because it's not going to be as easy as just promoting this in the blast media or just giving it on people mind or in the people faces at the first year. So it's going to take a long time because we know Indonesia have the consumer. It is our consumer in Indonesia is educated, but to change the behavior is it takes a long time, sir. So we can say it's more visible in the 5 to 10 years.
Okay, I will
So
proceed.
the first 5 years is going to be the education, and the next 5 years is going to be the distribution and the sustainability of the program itself.
Okay, I think enough for the answer. And right now we are going to have question from Pamifta. Pamifta, is there any question from you?
Yes, I'm just curious about you provide really good solution for this case, yeah. But the thing is, I think Toyota had experience of implementing very effective and efficient change management, because you may have heard about the case of Toyota when they entered in the Formula One. Yeah, maybe it was 10 or 15 years ago. They couldn't compete. Yeah, because they actually they had a problem with the change management. They couldn't really make their people to have a different culture, different mindset, yeah, to move forward. So do you think that to be greener company or to be more sustainable company, yeah, is change management could be a big problem for Toyota again or not?
Okay, sir. So let me answer that question first. That is why we say that we need that 5 to 10 years to just change the behavior of our people. It's not going as easy as taking one event, such as collaborating with F1 to make our people change, because we know that market in Southeast Asia is really hard to change, especially we already have so many centuries where we use gas-fueled tank for our cars, for our traditional car. That is why we say from the previous question that it's going to take 5 to 10 years to change our behavior itself. So I think it's going to take a long time, but it's going to be sustainable, and it's going to take the progressive change in our status quo itself, and it's going to provide our people to have the accessibility to be more greener company itself, because it's not going to just make Toyota to be a greater company, but it's also have to change the behavior of our people to also support the vision and mission of their company, of the Toyota company itself. I hope that answers the question, sir, because it's not going to take just one momentum to change our people. It's going to take a long and sustainable change.
All right. So the next question is in 10 or 15 years forward, yeah. Do you think they can still maintain their position as one of the market leader in automobile industry? Because like everything is moving so fast right now, right? Everything, every automobile industry have to set or have to implement their strategy, especially in a greener strategy in very fast moving pace, yeah. So do you think 10 until 15 years they can
still maintain their position as one of the market leader in automobile?
Okay, let me answer the questions. I think if Toyota trying to implement our solutions by having a great and massively CSR, we think it's really enough for us. And I think on the very first step, when they are trying to entering the new market of Indonesia, for example, to be the leader of these eco-friendly vehicles, I think it's possible because what? Because what Indonesians need as the consumer behavior with these new inventions, with this new first glimpse, is by the efficiency. If you would like to produce something inventions, you need to technically good and mechanically good to so people or society or the consumer will efficiently very delight to use their product. So basically, by comparison by Tesla or Hyundai, they just invent that all the electric car and then didn't have any like charging spot and for it in around Indonesia, for example, and Toyota trying to enter it as their full proposition. I think it will be possible not just waiting for 10 or 15 years, but from the very step they are entering the new market of Southeast Asia. So basically, there's no any issues from the Toyota because from the case, Toyota has a really good R&D, and we believe they can make it.
All right, thank you very much for your answer.
All right.
Sure.
Thank you for the IBM Ciputra Surabaya team. Now it's time for a break. So all the performance from all the top finalists of IMaBs Academic Festival from both categories have been complete.
I hope all the participants are satisfied with the performance. And now we have a break and we will back at 1 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you.